Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Home Built Workshop. I'm Jeff. In this episode, I'm going to build this cool little storage case to hold a pair of headphones. In case you guys didn't know, I'm a musician. I play guitar. Musicians have a lot of stuff. We like gear. It's kind of like tools. There's guitars, there's instruments, bass, amps, effects, pedals, PA equipment, all kinds of stuff that you got to worry about hauling around. One thing I don't want to get damaged is a set of headphones. I don't always use a set of headphones at a gig, but I don't want a good set of studio headphones to get damaged bouncing around to and from the gig or to the studio. I need to build me a case that's going to house them. That way I can not worry about them getting damaged going here and there to gigs or whatnot. The first step to this project is going to be to plane down the rough cut lumber. Next, I'll rip it down to width on the table saw. Now I'll cross cut them to length.
Now using a stop block on my table saw, I'll just nibble away the end of the board to create a rabbet.
Now I've got all the rabbets cut that'll accept the side pieces. Before I glue this up, I need to cut a groove that'll accept the top and the bottom. I'm going to use some recycled 1/4-inch plywood. I'm going to do that by adjusting my table saw to half the thickness of these boards and running the boards along my table saw fence. I'll just cut a shallow groove. Then I'll nudge the fence over just slightly to make the slot wide enough to accept the plywood.
I'll do this on all 4 sides. Now I can cut down the plywood for the top and the bottom.
It'll be a lot easier if I sand the top and bottom now before I assemble it. Now with the top and bottom sanded, I can finally glue this thing together. I've already done a dry fit. I think it's going to be just a little bit tricky, but not all that bad. It's always good to do a dry fit before you put any glue on there, especially with something like this that has a lot of corners and grooves and things that you need to line up. The top and bottom are just going to be floating, no glue applied. Only going to be glue on the joints. Now I can clamp it up. I'm going to use a lot of clamps to make sure I get pressure from all sides. Now the glue's dry, I'm going to unclamp it. I'm going to sand it all down now while it's all in one piece. And I'll round over all the edges using an 1/8-inch round over bit. Now I've got a nicely sanded box that I can't use because it's glued shut. What I need to do is cut the top off of this. To hopefully help prevent splintering, I'm running some blue painter's tape along where I need to cut. I'll just make sure that my tape falls within the cut line. And we're good. I'm going to take extra careful measurements, making sure that I get my fence set exactly where it needs to be and that it's square on the front and back edges of the blade. Alright, keep your fingers crossed. Hopefully I don't ruin this. Yay! I didn't ruin it. Just remove the tape. I'll just clean up the edges around the cut with some sandpaper. I'm gonna put the finish on now. Danish oil. As soon as the Danish oil is dry, I'll give it a couple of coats of clear polyurethane. With the polyurethane dry, now I can finally go ahead and install the hardware. I've lined up the front and the back, making sure I've got the grain oriented the correct way, and I'm going to tape this box together, just to keep everything lined up. All this tape is going to do is hold everything in alignment while I install the hinges. So I've got it taped on the front and both sides. I've left the back with no tape. To install the hinges, I'm going to use one of these self-centering drill bits, a Vicks bit or a snappy bit. These things are really cool. It's got a little spring-loaded tip on the end that's beveled just a little bit that lines up with a screw hole on the hinge you're trying to install, or whatever the piece of hardware is. So that you just drill your hole, and when you push down, the drill bit springs into the wood and centers it. These things are awesome. Once I get one hole drilled, I like to drive that screw in. That'll hold the hinge in place while you drill the rest of the holes. Also, with these soft brass screws, it's always best to put them in by hand. For the catch on the front, I'm going to use one of these little hasps. Last thing I need to do is line the inside of this case with some of this foam to protect my set of headphones. I kind of got lucky with this. I did not measure the width of this foam. I assumed that it was good. Look at that. It's perfect. This is just a piece of foam that I had that's left over. It is the perfect width. I don't have to cut anything down. All I need to do is cut the pieces to length. I'll spray the back with a little bit of spray glue. And I'll glue them in. And the last piece. And my headphone case is complete. Only thing I need to do now is add the headphones. Fit right in there. Room for the cord in the center. Now they are safe and secure. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also share it with anybody you think that might enjoy it. I really would appreciate it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel so you don't miss any episodes. I do have quite a few projects coming up in the future. Also, you can follow me on social media. I'll put links to everything below in the description. Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you next time. Sometimes a precise adjustment like that is necessary. This fence really is not that great. It works okay, if you measure and take your time. What I didn't do, mark which side is the front and the back so they line up. Whoops. So now, I'm just gonna line these up. It's not too hard. There we go. That was cute. Make sure you tighten your drill down enough so it doesn't drop your bit.